everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing very well. So in today's video I am here to do a full face of makeup using my comfort makeup products. So what that kind of means is that recently I've been having a really bad time, like mentally and physically, and I've been thinking about my favorite makeup products that kind of make me happy, if that's a weird thing to say, but I've been really loving makeup for such a long time, and I know it's difficult to like narrow down into just like a simple full face, but this is a couple of products are like, most of these products are ones that I kind of thought of automatically to know that I can rely on them to do a good job, basically. So that's what I'm going to do today. Today I'm going to do a bit of a rant because the last week or so I've been getting really bad headaches. I've been having like really lot of like physical pains and, you know, a lot of things that have been frustrating me, so I want to just like bleh. So if you're intrigued by what I have to rant about, then obviously stay tuned. So yeah, I'm going to start off with a face milk because it's been a while since I've used a face milk. So I'm going in with my oat one from Colourpop, of course. No other brand have come out with face milks yet, and if they did, that would just be blatant plagiarism. But yeah, so one of the main reasons I've been feeling a bit down is mainly the weather. So it's been really hot in London like the past week or so, like 2 weeks, not even that. And now it's September, the autumn is starting to like kick in, and today has been a day where it's like, yesterday it started to rain like in the evening, and then today has been a mixture of rain, sunshine, more rain, and just a bit gloomy now, and it really really does affect like my mental health. And then like work has been really stressful, so that stresses me out a lot, and that gives me a lot more headaches, a lot more stress, which, you know, I'm trying to change because I have been looking for a new job. So even though that's one of the things that is making me stressful, so it's kind of like not a win-win situation, it's just like a frustrating situation. But I mentioned in my DC Comics like makeup review that day, which was on Monday, I'd been getting like really bad headaches that day, and I'd like called in sick at work because I was feeling so unwell, and that was genuinely the truth. Like I don't know what it is. The weekend prior I had been like, I don't know if it was migraines. I never had migraines really in my life to know what they are, but I know that they're meant to be like severe like headaches where you can't even like look at bright lights, you can't even really move, you feel nauseous all the time, and things like that. I did feel a bit of nausea towards like my headaches and everything, but I mean now it's kind of calmed down. But then today has topped it all off, so you know, my headache has come back slightly. I'm keeping myself hydrated, honestly. Like, I'm drinking as much water as I can. I'm doing a lot of things in my diet to like cut down on like my caffeine intake. So prior to all of this, I used to drink like a lot of like caffeine drinks. Sorry, my primer, so I forgot to mention that, is my Colourpop Pretty Fresh primer. So this is one that I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite primers, and yeah, it's just really nice and like softening on the skin. So to have that and the face milk is just really moisturizing. With foundation, I'm going in with my L'Oreal Infallible 24 Hour Wear in the shade Vanilla Rose, I believe. Yeah, I think so. No, Ivory. Vanilla Rose is another L'Oreal product. But anyway, yeah, so I've just been trying my best to find what my triggers are for my headaches, but with my caffeine I have tried to like narrow it down a lot. Like, I used to drink a lot of Diet Coke, like me and my husband when we watch telly, or when we're having dinner, I literally just would drink glasses and glasses of Diet Coke, because, you know, I'm like, oh, it's got no sugar in it, but it's just got so much refined caffeine and so much refined other shit in there as well. So I need to like majorly cut down on that. And then obviously with like the fast food and everything, which is all about the fast food because it's so easy. But yeah, I've been trying my best to like do all of that. So I'm doing a lot to change my diet, in the sense of I know that it will not affect me, but it will do so much better in the long run, which is what I'm looking for. But when there's so much stress around me, I kind of just cave in and I just start to just lose it a bit and get a really bit like distant and defined. And I mentioned on my Instagram that I hadn't been filming a lot, and that's just because every morning when I set my alarm, I have videos to film, but when I set my alarm, I just don't have any energy to get up. Like, I literally look at my phone and I'm like, you know what, I don't start work for another whatever time, and so I just go back to bed, and then my video isn't filmed. Like this video, I had been meaning to film it all week, and it was because of how I've been feeling all week is shit. And then today I was like, you know what, I really want to film after work today, and so I am. So I'm actually filming after 5 o'clock. That's probably why the lighting is a little bit here and there, and I do apologise if it keeps on dipping out. But that's just the gloomy weather. But what I wanted to like rant about, and this is, oh god, it makes me laugh. I mean, I should laugh, but it's very frustrating as well. So like I mentioned, I've been trying to find a new job because my current role is finishing in a couple of months, but I'm the kind of person that I want to get shit done, sorted out as quick as possible. Like, if I can find a new job quick, I will just get that new job and leave, just so I'm not stuck without employment. And that's just a very normal thing to do. So I've been looking for jobs, I've been having quite a few interviews, they've all been rejected, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, even for the most simple of retail jobs that I know that I've been doing for so many years prior to this job. And yeah, apparently I don't have enough experience, even though I have over 10 years experience. Like, this is not me talking about my CV or anything, this is just me like ranting. So I do apologise if this is not what you wanted to hear, but I thought it would be something different. Like, this is a story time, I guess. So long story short, what kind of I applied for this job, as you do, and I had an interview with them. I'm not going to talk about the company because I just think that's probably just a bit rude, but I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm not going to just mention who they are because obviously I don't want to get in any trouble or anything. So I had my interview. This was about, God, it must have been a month ago. I had an interview, and it was on like a Zoom call, and they were like, okay, so tell us a bit about yourself, tell us about your job, blah blah blah. And I said, yep, I am working at the moment, and you know, blah blah blah, I'm looking for employment like within 4 weeks, because if I hand in my notice, I can work less than 4 weeks. And so I had my interview. They said, oh, you know, once we conduct all the interviews, we'll get back to you. I'm like, that's fine. And I'm waiting for almost 4 weeks now. It's been like 4 weeks. And then this is like last week, so Wednesday, I got a missed call at like 9 in the morning, and I was like, who the hell is this person? Because normally I think it's like those scammers that are trying to call, and I never answer it, but it seemed like it was a genuine mobile number. So I called back, they didn't answer. They called me back like straight away, and I was like, who's this? And they're like, oh, hello, this is blah 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 from this company. I was like, oh, hello, how are you? And they're like, oh yeah, I'm really sorry, I've been on holiday, so I haven't been able to contact you. I was like, okay. And they said, oh, are you still interested in a job? And I was like, yeah, I'm still interested, because I haven't found anything yet. And so they said, okay, can you come by today or tomorrow for a trial shift? And I said, look, I'm, like I mentioned before, I'm currently working full time, so I can't just drop everything and come to do an interview or anything. Like, if we can maybe do something at the weekend, because these places are open on the weekend. And they said, okay, yeah, so what you can do on Sunday, come to this location and you can have a trial shift. I'm just going to quickly go in with my blush, which is my Melt Cosmetics and my dollbeauty. I'll show you them in a moment. At like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, come to this place, we're going to have a trial shift and we'll see how you work. I'm like, okay, that's fine, this is different, like maybe they'll show me things on the spot. And then, because normally when it comes to trial shifts, you would turn up, they would show you a couple of things that you would do, and then you would work at the till, or you would work somewhere for a majority of the time so they can see how you work, especially on a weekend as well, because it's quite busy. So this is Sunday, blistering hot weather. I am still feeling really ill from like a couple of days beforehand, because I mentioned the whole weekend I had been feeling really unwell, and I was really close to not going to the interview, but I thought, you know what, this is obviously a really good opportunity for me to get a new job and for a different environment and see how it goes. Maybe I can, you know, have a couple of paracetamols and just make myself like feel a little bit better and just go there. And so I put on like some makeup just to kind of obviously look a bit presentable. I kind of had a couple of paracetamols, had some lunch. My husband made me lunch because he was like, oh, I didn't, you know, let's just, you have something to eat, so we don't know how long you're going to be there, because I didn't know how long it would be. So I eat and I make my way there, and I'm trying to find the place, and then I find it. So this is the funny part, guys. So I go to the location and they're a little bit busy because, you know, it's a Sunday and what they do is really popular and a lot of people like their products. I put on way too much highlighter, but that's fine. And so I'm kind of standing there in the line, and then I walk up to like the front, and the woman's like, oh, how can I help? And I said, oh, can I speak to blah blah blah, because she said she'll be here and I'm meeting her at 2 o'clock. And she's like, oh yeah, she's just here, she'll talk to you one moment. So she comes up and she's like, hello, how can I help? And I was like, oh, I'm Ameena, I have an interview with you today at 2 o'clock, like a trial shift. And she's like, no, I didn't tell you to come today. And I was standing there and I was like, you know what, I was waiting for something like this to happen. This always happens to me where I'm told to be somewhere to do something very specific, especially when it comes to a job. I turn up and then there's something wrong. Like I have a sixth sense when it comes to this shit. I'm just gonna spray my face quickly with my Lip and Fab setting spray because it's quite nice. So let that settle in for a moment. So I'm standing there and she's like, no, I didn't tell you to come today. And I literally said to her, well, how do I know that you were gonna be here at 2 o'clock at this location? And she went, oh, okay, yeah, but I told you that I was going to tell this girl, I was going to give her your number and she was going to do some training. And I said, so do I have the job? And she went, oh, so what we do, we train people, see how they work, and then we go from there. And I said, I already told you that I have a full-time job, so I can't just stop my job and come and do a trial shift in the middle of the day at very short notice. And she's like, oh, well, I can't train you on the weekend. I can't do this on a Saturday or Sunday because it's so busy. So when are you free? I said, I can't do this on a weekday, and you need a whole day for me. And I can't drop my job because I have a contract and I can't just leave. And she was like, oh, well, it's going to be quite difficult. And I was just standing there going, are you joking? And so I'm just going to go in with an eye concealer, eye primer, which is the Lasting Collection Perfection thing, just so I can have a really nice base for my shadow. And I'm just kind of standing there, and I was like, you know what? I don't fucking care. I apologize for my language, but I was just standing there. And I felt like such a fool because all these customers were standing around just looking at me, just having a conversation with this woman about how she messed up, and I seemed to look like an idiot because I apparently turned up when she told me not to. And again, because she told me to come at this time, at this location, so how was I supposed to know where she was? Like she told me to come to this, and so I turned up thinking that it was a job interview because that's what you do. Like, you dress up really smart, you go there, you talk to this person. And I was like, you know what, this is really like messed up my day. With my eyeshadow palette, I'm going in with the new Romantic palette by Beauty Bay, because this palette I just absolutely love. It's not everyone's favorite, but I really like the way that the colors are. And I'm just going to do something just really random because I feel like it's a nice pink palette and just really glowy. So I'm just going to use this palette and just talk more with you guys about it. So yeah, I literally was so frustrated. So what she said was, she's like, oh, when does your job finish? I said, oh, it finishes in November, but I'm looking for work beforehand. She's like, oh, as soon as your job finishes, give me a call and you can get a job. And I was like, not really how it works, but okay. And she's like, oh yeah, November, because you know, it'll be Christmas and it'll be really busy and we'll be looking for more people. And I was like, okay. At this point I was so pissed off, I was just saying, yeah, sure, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do that. She's like, oh, do you have my number? And I was like, yeah, I didn't fucking save it. Why would I save it? And she's like, oh yeah, if you call me when you finish your job and tell me your name, I'll remember who you are. Okay, and then you can come and like do some training and blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, that sounds amazing, I'll see you then. And then I just walked off, and then I was like, you know what, before I break down and cry, I'm gonna call my husband so I can just have a pair of ears to listen to what happened. And he was so frustrated because he knew obviously he knows how desperately I am, not desperately, but he knows how much I am looking for a job and just how much I need to like get de-stressed. And he was just like, what the fuck? And I was like, yep, I turned up and I knew this was gonna happen, and it happened, and I feel like a fucking idiot, and I feel just so deflated because why is it so difficult to find the most simplest of jobs without being messed over? Like, so many interviews I've had recently, they've all just said no, rejected, and obviously they don't give you reasons towards it. Like the other day, obviously I'm not going to mention this place again, I'm not going to mention the name of them, sorry for this, it's a different place, not the one I just mentioned. I sent them like my CV through Indeed, and then they're like, oh yeah, book a, like, you know, a time slot for us to call you to have like a conversation about you for like 10 minutes and discuss the job, blah blah blah. And then I'm waiting, so it's at like 1 o'clock, I'm planning to take my lunch at that time just so I can speak to them. And then I get a notification on my Indeed saying that your appointment has been cancelled. And so I messaged them saying, oh, hello, can you please explain, you know, what why this has happened, because I am awaiting, you know, your appointment. It's like an hour before my appointment, my interview was supposed to be happening. And then they reply back saying, oh yeah, we're really sorry, but we've had more applicants in the meantime and we just don't think you're qualified enough. And I'm like, I'm not being funny, but this was for a cinema role. If they looked at my CV, they would see I had 3.5 years of experience working in a cinema. It wasn't as recent, but it was still experience, and it's still 10 years of retail experience that I've had. And it just pissed me off so much. I literally just spent the whole day just in tears, because I'm like, why am I cursed to just not find a role? And I know I'm not unemployed, and I know I have like money coming in, but this is just really frustrating to me, and I just feel like I needed to sit down and rant, because I know COVID especially has been a really difficult time for a lot of people. Like, you know, a lot of people were made redundant, a lot of people were on furlough and couldn't, you know, pay their bills and everything. I completely understand, and I know that in my position right now I still have a job, but I will not have a job in a few months if I don't find something. And so that's why my anxiety is getting to me. That's why I'm panicking so much, because I feel like if I don't find somewhere in the next few months, what the hell am I going to do? I'm not going to go on benefits, because I know what it's like. Like, my role at the moment is to help people get on benefits, and it's such a difficult situation because it's not a nice situation. And I won't get to that point. I know I won't, because I'm gonna try my best, like, to fight for a really good job, but I just can't mentally take that rejection anymore. It's just so, yeah, I don't know, it just feels horrible. And yeah, so that's been that's just been my few weeks, to be honest. Like, the whole thing with both interviews just really just like tipped me on the edge for some reason, because it's just a joke. It's just so fucking insane. Like, something so simple, people just can't be honest, and they just can't just, I don't know. It's a weird world that we live in, but I'm, you know, grateful for what I have, and I'm happy that, you know, I'm living in where I am, and I currently have a job that I'm in that is currently paying well, but you know, nothing is going to last forever. This job is not going to last obviously much longer, like I mentioned, hence the finding a job. I'm just going to wet my brush. I know I haven't been talking much about makeup, I apologize, but everything I use, I mention it in the description, but I will kind of do an overview at the end, I guess. Sorry. But yeah, I just really wanted to rant because I feel like my brain is just not just doing well, and it's not like dealing with shit so much recently. But you know what, I'm getting there. I'm getting stronger by the day, and just, I know it's just something as stupid as finding a job, but you know, if you constantly have rejection after rejection, it just takes its toll. And I know it's easier when I just don't get a reply, because therefore you know that they're just moved on, and you kind of forget about it after a while, and you're like, oh okay, maybe that's just, it's a no. But if it's like all these weeks later or everything later, they're just like, oh yeah, we decided to move on, and I'm just like, well, just don't tell me. I know, I don't know, I'd rather just not be told that I didn't get an interview or I didn't get the job or anything, I don't know. But whatever, you know, I'll find something, and I'll be happy and even more grateful for what I have. And I don't know what I've done with this eye look. Okay, I feel like I want to clean this up a bit. I'm just going to quickly go off camera and just use my concealer to neaten the sides up, because I look really stupid. So when I come back, I'll give you my final thoughts, because I'm going to do my lips and mascara off camera, so I'll just be right back. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, I just basically let me work through everything that I've used because I've literally just been talking about so much other stuff that I've forgotten to talk about the makeup. So quickly, eyeshadow palette, my new romantic palette by Beauty Bay. Again, I actually cleaned everything up with a bit of my concealer, which is the stretch concealer like I mentioned, and it has made everything look so much neater, so that's perfect. I love this palette so much. Then the dollbeauty highlighter, if you haven't used any of their highlighters, they're insane. I think these ones, they might still be on sale, but I think they're reducing them to get rid of the old packaging. And then of course my Melt Cosmetics blush. This is still one of my favorites of all time in the shade Polished. It makes me just, I don't know why, it makes me feel so happy. It smells amazing, it feels amazing on the skin, and it smells just as good, which is strange. On my lips I have my Kvd Vegan Lip Liner, which is so nice. It's part of my project pan. I think I don't have much left, but some of it is broken off, so I can't really tell right now. And then with my lipstick is my dollbeauty lipstick in the shade, she's just that red, I can't even read it, it's so small, but it's a gorgeous red, which is one of my favorite red lipsticks, even though it's like a bullet lipstick and then not always my favorite type of lipstick, but this is just such a gorgeous red. But yeah, this is it, this is my finished look. Let me know what you think. I'm just knocking things over. Again, I apologize for ranting, but sometimes I feel like I just want to offload to you guys, and I hope you don't mind. Well, if you're watching this, hopefully you don't mind. But I will be back with some proper content, other makeup content soon. I'm just waiting for one more thing to turn up for Beauty Crop, and then I'm going to review their new products, which I'm really excited about. Yeah, just got my usual stuff coming. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias, because I'm always active on there. And if you are looking for a job, good luck. I hope it goes really well. I hope you're healthy, happy, and you're safe. And I'll see you really soon, guys. Bye bye.